These fifth wheels are astoundingly large.
Yes, they are. This is one slide here. This is also the kitchen here on the left-hand or right-hand side, passenger side of the vehicle. This whole section here slides out, and it also slides in all the way up to the counter. Comes with a refrigerator with an ice box. They could fill up quite a bit of food in there. Same with the refrigerator. This is the pantry area here, and I also got some. Originally, it didn't have the drawers in it, but put some drawers in there so you could organize better and put more items in there without crushing a bunch of stuff.
Well, you know, that's as big and as nice as most homes.
Yes, it is. You could fit quite a bit of stuff here. I mean, we've went out for more than 2 weeks at a time and fill this thing up no problem and still have room left. That's probably the best thing about fifth wheels is how much storage they have.
Right.
You could put quite a bit of stuff in there. You don't tend to do it, but you end up doing it. I think the best thing is try to throw away what you can and keep what you really need.
Yeah, but you can keep a whole lot more.
Oh yeah,
with a big fifth wheel like
exactly. Because the payload for this one here is 4,500 pounds. So that's a lot of stuff that you could put in there.
That's amazing, because so many of them are close to overweight just off the lot.
Exactly, and that's the way they're making them now. So those are, you know, those things that they tell you to watch out for, because they just build them with, you know, smaller frames, and they don't build them to actually use.
You want to get one that's overbuilt rather than underbuilt.
Exactly.
And you would recommend the Keystone then? The
Keystones are actually a very good model. I've seen quite a few of them around, and they tend to last. I think, I'm not exactly sure, but I think Thor actually bought them. But I could be wrong about that. But these are companies that have been around for many years, and that they actually survived the recession. So those are the companies that you want to stay with, because those are companies you easily find parts from, and you know, so you could get your rig repaired when you need it.
Right.
You know.
And has this been? Has it needed many repairs? That's one of the stories you hear about RVs. They need so much work. Has this been good?
I think every RV, doesn't matter which one it is always going to need some kind of repair.
Right.
Always.
Always.
There's constant maintenance, and when you don't constantly maintain them, then your rig will fall apart pretty quickly. The thing with these newer ones, I think anywhere above 2,000, they start coming with the rubber roofs. And the rubber roofs are supposed to last 15, 20 years, but they never do. Especially like if you're out here in Arizona and the sun's beating it on all the time. It pretty much dries them up, and then the roof becomes flaky, and you got to reseal them. And you could do that. And as long as you do that, then you don't have the leaks. But if you don't do it, then you will start to have leaks. And this one, I just sealed the roof, I haven't replaced it. And I did have some leaking prior, so the back of the coach was pretty much water damage, so I had to replace all of that. And then also the front of the coach had some water damage, and I had to replace that as well.
So no matter how good you take care of it, you're probably just got to keep on it all the time.
Yeah, if you don't, and that was caused because it was sitting in a lot before I bought it, and people just weren't on it.
Right.
So then those things start to happen.
At the first hint of a leak, you get
right away.
Taken care of.
Right away. I mean, you don't let one day go by. Right. If you do, you could cause thousands of dollars of damage.
Right, and hours and hours of labor.
Yes, a lot of, and most of it's labor. You know, especially if you're not proficient in RV repair, you're going to take it somewhere. Otherwise, it's going to fall apart when you try to do it yourself.
Right.
So, I took it to professionals, and there's certain people you could take it to, and you could get pretty good deals. You do have to shop around a lot, because some of them do charge you an arm and a leg. So, you know, there's a guy out in City of Riverside, or Corona, and he does a lot of work. He buys all the surplus of all these companies that update their products, and then he buys the surplus of it, and then he could do older models like this, or even older. So those are the people that you want to find.
Right. So it's just gorgeous in here. Just a beautiful, beautiful home.
I would say it's probably nicer than my house.
I can believe it. It's certainly nicer than and probably, I think, any house that I've ever lived in. The slide has just really opened these things up.
Yeah, it makes you feel like it's twice the size.
Right. And so, do you use the kitchen much?
Yeah, we use the kitchen all the time. Last night we actually used it. We cooked a big pot of chicken rice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we'll offer you some before you leave.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely when we go RVing, we don't want to go out eating. A lot of people do that, but we want to save the money to do it and kind of handle your own food and know where it's coming from as well. When you're doing traveling, I mean, I know people that do traveling and they treat it like a vacation and they go out and eat everywhere and they end up spending $4,000 a month.
Right.
You know, and which I would definitely not want to go that high. I think a monthly budget, if you're able to boondock, you know, should be under $1,000 a month for 2 people.
Easily.
Yeah, easily.
You've eliminated your biggest expense.
Yes.
If you got a nice kitchen you enjoy cooking in.
Yes, I
so
do.
Why not?
Yeah. And it comes with a lot of space. You get a residential sink, lots of storage. I mean, there's all kinds of storage here. Each one of them.
Just like your home.
Yeah, just like the home. I mean, there's probably everything that you could fit in a home in there.
Yeah, it's just a home kitchen, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe slightly smaller, but most apartments drawers
definitely
have less than this.
I would say apartment size. That's what when I think about this size of trailer, I think of it as an apartment. Maybe not a huge apartment, but a pretty decent sized apartment.
Yeah.
Comes with a microwave. I got an ice maker, stove, oven, which I do use. Got the pizza pan in there. Kind of helps you from burning your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Comes with electric and gas water heater, and then your regular tanks, gauges as well. What else? There's pretty much tons of space here. This is all the dishes, plates, and bowls.
Yeah, you might think that the slide would cost you some storage, but it doesn't seem to in the least.
No, actually, I think the slide kind of adds to the storage.
It might, yeah.
If you look on the slide, you can also see lots of storage up above there.
Yeah.
And down below, where Daniel's sitting, there's storage underneath there as well. And that turns into a bed. And then the couch actually slides out to be a bed as well. So if we want company, then everybody has a place to sleep.
So you paid $6,800 for it, and you think you've probably over the years put in $10,000 in repairs.
Yes.
So that makes this a remarkable home that you own outright for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I don't have to pay any payments.
Right.
You know, a lot of people they're willing to pay the payments, and I don't. I feel like I'm strapped when I'm paying those payments.
Right.
And it just creates anxiety that you shouldn't have.
Right.
You know, and plus when you're financing something, you're probably doubling the price when you know, all out spend when you're done paying for it. You probably doubled or tripled it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, this is just so huge and beautiful. I mean, I'm sure you just love coming home and being here.
Yeah, I mean, this really feels like when you come in and you sit down, I could sit down and flip on the TV.
Right, just like you would at
home.
Yeah.
And drink my cup of coffee, and it really feels like home. It doesn't feel like you're camping. It feels like you're at home.
But next day or next 2 days or next week, you want to move? You can step out the door and be in a 100% different environment.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whatever your choice is.
Yeah. Push a button, bring the slides in, off you go.
Off you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me show you the back as well.
Sure bet. You bet. Let's do that.
So as we're going back, as you see, there's more storage up above.
Everywhere.
Storage.
Yeah.
And as you step back here.
So there's just the 2 steps. Nearly anyone of any age can handle the 2 steps. And this is the bath and the bedroom.
Now, if you
it must be a king bed.
This is a queen bed.
Queen bed.
Yeah, one of those RV queens.
And I'm standing, and I'm not. You can see my folks in the mirror. I got a little bit, but a tall guy would have to slouch.
Yeah, I think over 6 foot, I think you might have to duck a little bit.
Yeah.
right here is the shower. You get a full-size shower. You can fit one person in there.
But that's still comfortable for one person.
Yeah, definitely.
Even as one at a time, it's comfortable.
Yes. This side here is the bathroom, or the toilet room. Sorry.
No problem.
So you get your own privacy. You don't have to do your business around the other person.
I've lived in a van with another person, and yeah, that's some work right there.
This here is well, some models came with washer and dryers. This model didn't. It just came with a closet.
Big, huge closet.
Yeah. I mean, we got some organizers in there, and we could definitely change out the organizer and get more storage in there if we need it. And then behind you, what you've seen before, or let's start with this side. This is a dresser, of course, plenty of room.
And that's the slide.
Yes. No, the slides here, the actual bed slides
Oh,
out.
the bed slides,
Yeah.
that's the wall.
So you got storage up above, down below, you got the TV, you got a full-size closet there, and then you got the bed, and you can put some storage underneath the bed as well. This unit came with a one AC, central AC system, but then I added this one here, because when you get into the temperatures of 115, 120, you need to have a little bit more juice to it to keep the place cool.
But again, all the room you could possibly need, the privacy for the two of you, together or be apart. One can be in here reading and lounging, and or the other can be in the other room.
Yeah, there's a slider here, and there's also a door behind you that closes as well. So
completely separation from each other.
Exactly.
Privacy when you need it. And most people do.
Yeah, and there's even a TV in here and a TV out there. So
right,
go your way and I go mine.
Yeah, different shows when you need it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely comfortable. You don't feel claustrophobic at all.
No, that's the last thing in the world I'd feel in here. Is claustrophobic. Yeah. I'd feel kind of like swamping me, if anything. Well, let's go back out into the living room. Well, guys, I really appreciate your sharing your lives and your homes with us. Some great ideas, tips on how to make money on the road, have passive income at home with real estate, which you must have invested in young in California.
Yeah, well, not too young.
No?
Not as young as I look. No. Yeah, pretty not. I guess so. In my 30s, I bought my first home, so, well, my first and only home, so it'll probably be my last home too. But I bought right before the first bank went under. The first bank that went under was IndyMac Bank, and luckily I already got my loan from them and bought my home. And then they went under. So I got lucky there. So, I mean, California's a pretty expensive place to live, though.
Yes.
And it just continually gets more and more expensive every year.
Every year.
Yeah. I mean, anywhere from the utilities all the way to the fuel. California is, I think, in a downward spiral that's just taken all the residents with it.
Right.
You know, I moved out a lot of people from California to other states, where they've taken their entire businesses and homes and just moved other places. Nevada, Idaho, Oregon, Arizona. They just go other places.
Right.
So hopefully they wise up.
Right.
But I don't think they will.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for sharing your home and your lives. It's beautiful, and you have a great plan. So thank you very much.
Hey, thank you too, Bob.
Very much appreciate it. So, folks, there you have it. A great opportunity. You know, most of us can afford that kind of money. $6,800 for the rig and some sweat equity and some cash over time put into the rig. And you got an amazing home. Amazing home. So we'll talk to you later. Until then, like us on YouTube, and we'll visit with you in the next video. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.